What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media. This is the Truz the Bank podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out Spotify. We'll have all of our episodes put into one just long form audio or video. You can watch it on video now. Check out the TikTok, check out the Instagram, check out the YouTube shorts. We are like 10 subscribers away from 5,000 subscribers. The goal was to hit it before the season starts. We've got 11 days before preseason. New goal, let's hit it before preseason starts for the Baltimore Ravens. Not the Hall of Fame game. That's too short of time, but maybe we can do it by then as well. But let's just jump right into it. Today, Jake Ferguson was signed to a 4-year, $52 million contract. And like we usually do on our, podcast recording days, I put out a post, hey, what topic should we cover? And we had a couple of people send some stuff out. I want to get their shout outs as well. So check out the community section. Barthangalang put out a question. He asked a lot of the questions we're going to be talking about today. So Barthangalang and then JJ12729. JJ asked us to reference the Isaiah Likely contract extension after Ferguson got paid. And then Barthangalang asked about, should Isaiah Likely get, more snaps at tight end 1 than Mark Andrews? So, Isaiah Likely, common theme being asked already. But Joshua, 4 years, $52 million for Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson's stats, if people don't know, one-time Pro Bowler. He had 59 receptions last year in 14 games, 494 yards. 18 of them were for first downs. I almost read that as touchdowns. I was like, whoa, he had the greatest year I've ever seen. His touchdowns were, why am I not finding his touchdowns? Apparently, I don't know, maybe he scored 0. He definitely didn't score 0 touchdowns. I don't know why he's not there. Touchdowns. Oh, there we go. Oh, 0 touchdowns last year. Okay, I was right. 5 the year before that when he was in the Pro Bowl with 761 yards, but really only 3 seasons of production for him. What are your thoughts on, potentially paying Isaiah Likely? I mean, 4 years, $52 million, $13 million a year. That's kind of what was being thrown around with Isaiah Likely, but I feel like Isaiah Likely is better than Ferguson. What do you think?
We have to be truly honest with ourselves. Isaiah Likely definitely is better than Ferguson, and right now he definitely is surpassing, in my opinion, Mark Andrews. We talked about this a lot. We love Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has been a security blanket for Lamar Jackson. Hell, if Hayden Hurst didn't get hurt, Mark Andrews wouldn't even be in existence. I'll take that back. Let me rephrase it. He wouldn't be as influential point that he's become if Hayden Hurst didn't get the injury that he did. Not knocking on anybody's downfall, but in the game of life and in sports, it's next man up. And ever since that happened, Mark Andrews been running with that position. Can't do nothing else about it. But it's just been those crucial times when it's coming to when we needed him in the stretch and the wire, those playoff times specifically where, he's non-existent. Right now, Isaiah Likely, in my opinion, is a full package type of guy. At one point he was a wide receiver, so that makes everything better. In my opinion, he gives that Jimmy Graham type of savviness with his route running. He gives that box out, like a basketball player, like a Rob Gronkowski. He can literally stand in the back of the end zone and say, "Hey, put it up," and Lamar can put it up, and Isaiah doesn't mind coming down with the ball. We've seen him, with the toe tap at the beginning of the season, last season against Kansas City, that was called back. That could have been, the game-winning touchdown. So. And also, we don't talk about it enough, is that the young man blocks. He finds, whether it's a run play, whether it's a broken down play from Lamar Jackson, he always finds, himself putting a hat on somebody. And hell, some of the blocks that he laid, he produced last year, he laid some dudes out. Not saying Mark doesn't do that, but I haven't really seen him do that in this game. He's more of a pass catching tight end, whereas, Isaiah Likely is an all-around tight end, in my opinion. And for this style of offense, you need that type of guy. I feel like, we'll never know, but that pass that Mark Andrews dropped, I feel like Isaiah Likely would have caught it against the Buffalo Bills. That's me saying that, TTB family, you can, talk about me. And that's totally fine, we love it, and y'all are entitled to your opinions as well. But I definitely feel like he's rewarding of a contract extension. He truly plays like a Raven. He truly open up a lot of other things for our wide receivers alone as well. So I I definitely feel like, he should definitely be paid. He is younger than Mark Andrews. So the proof is in the pudding. He's been producing ever since he's got his opportunity to be on the field. I don't know if Ty Monken is going to make the switch to make him tight end one, but will there be packages where he be on the field more than Mark Andrews this year? I can see it, situational against different teams. So, you don't have to ask me twice. You don't have to ask me one time. I know in my heart of heart that Isaiah Likely deserves a contract extension here in Baltimore, because when we do win the Super Bowl this year, I'm going to speak it into existence. He will end up being the highest paid tight end if we let him walk out the door, and that's something I do not want to do.
Yeah, I think everybody that watches the channel, they know we're big fans of the Gorilla. Like, we've been hyping him up since we drafted him. We also drafted Charlie Kolar in that draft as well. We like Charlie Kolar as well. Charlie Kolar is just a good tight end 3 in the NFL, but Isaiah Likely, he's a tight end 1. He's a legitimate, true weapon at the tight end position that needs to be given the football. And looking up last year's stats, Mark Andrews was on the field for 409 pass snaps. Isaiah Likely was on the field for 340 pass snaps. So they were getting much closer in comparison with each other, because when you think about it, Isaiah Likely got a lot of his snaps the year before because Mark Andrews had suffered from injury. And so we really didn't get to see like kind of a, peak. Isaiah Likely's not at his peak yet, but the best version of Isaiah Likely we've seen so far has not played a ton with Mark Andrews until this most recent year. And Isaiah Likely was just as effective essentially as Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely had less targets, less receptions, but we started to see the chemistry develop, right? We started to see Isaiah Likely look at Lamar and go like, yo, like, put that thing up in the air. And then Lamar does. And then Isaiah Likely just, mosses the guy. And Lamar's like, okay, I can start throwing to this guy. And he did. And it was working. We were in that game against Kansas City week 1 that you brought up, Joshua, because of Isaiah Likely. I think every fantasy football owner remembers that, Friday, Saturday, just hopping on the waiver wire, just praying that they can get Isaiah Likely to be picked up, because it looked like, oh, this guy might take over the league this year. But one of the biggest things for him, Isaiah Likely, that he does bring, Joshua, that you also mentioned is his blocking. Is Isaiah Likely the best run blocker in the NFL at the tight end position? No, but he's a better run blocker than Mark Andrews. And that is a valuable asset for the Ravens, because we love to run the ball with Derrick Henry. We want to get Isaiah Likely on the line or in the slot to be able to have him blocking for our running backs, for our screen passes. That's also a major advantage. But then also the other aspect Isaiah Likely brings to us is he brings the screen game. Todd Monken likes to get Isaiah Likely involved in the screen passes in a way that you can't do with Mark Andrews. You can't call a designed Mark Andrews screen and expect it to do anything. Like, I mean, I guess technically you could call it, like, as Robert Downey Jr. said, about making Tropic Thunder now. Oh, you could do it, like, but it's not going to work. Like, you can, like, you can call any play. You can hire Greg Roman as an offensive coordinator. That does not mean it's going to work out. Okay, you can do a lot of things. Mark Andrews in the screen game, it's not going to have success. Isaiah Likely can have a little bit of success because he's got maybe the second best stiff arm in all of the NFL behind his teammate Derrick Henry. I mean, that guy puts someone in the dirt every single time he touches the football. But Jake Ferguson getting $52 million from a notoriously stingy general manager in Jerry Jones, who is talking about how he doesn't want to pay Micah Parsons because Micah Parsons can't even get on the field, which is just ridiculous. To not want to pay Micah Parsons, but he paid Zeke and he pays Dak and Jake Ferguson and CeeDee, and Amari Cooper he paid. Like, Micah Parsons is better than all those guys. He's probably one of the 5 best players ever to play for the Cowboys. Let's be honest. But Isaiah Likely is more valuable to the Ravens offense than Jake Ferguson. Is he going to put up similar stats? Yeah, probably, because the Ravens don't throw the ball nearly as much. But Lamar Jackson's faith in him, his trust in him, Todd Monken's trust in him really allows the Ravens to get creative in their offensive packages. One of the most successful plays the Ravens have run over the last few years is the fake pitch tight end leak route. where Isaiah Likely most often, not most likely, but most often is the one that just leaks into the end zone. It's usually run about the 20, 25-yard line, and we get free touchdowns. It's worked with other people. We did it, I believe, with Zay Flowers on Christmas Day a couple of years ago. We ran the double post, and Zay Flowers was the one that got open. We did it with Tez Walker. That's how he got his one and only career catch so far, where he got a touchdown against the Giants. That route works because people are legitimately thinking about Isaiah Likely as a blocker because he can block. Like Mark Andrews isn't leaking out like that, like he was early on in his career, because back in 2019, week 2, this is a weird poll that I'm having right now, but week 2, 2019 against the Arizona Cardinals, we had run, quick screens to Hollywood Brown. We end up hitting the fake screen. Mark Andrews hits that wheel route. Lamar hits him for about a 25-yard touchdown. That was young Mark. Like young Mark could do that kind of thing. He could be, sell out on the block and then, curl it up and everybody loses him. You're not losing Mark Andrews downfield nowadays. You can lose Isaiah Likely, absolutely. So I think that we should pay him. I would be willing to pay Isaiah Likely. I mean, I expect that if we do pay him, we'll pay him more. But my thought process is 4 years, $60 to $65 million is what I would expect we pay. I would hope to be 4 years, 60 mil. But again, that's a lot of money to pay a tight end. And if we do that, that's going to be sacrificing potentially on, some wide receivers contracts that we're definitely going to have to be talking about in future years. But like, is it worth it, Joshua, to pay him, let's say 4 years, $60 million, if it means that we can't down the line sign Zay Flowers?
Ooh, that's a big question. That's a real question. That's something that we got to really think about. When's the real time has the Ravens ever really developed a wide receiver in the house? It's been a long time. This honestly, in the 30th season? Look at the Ravens coming up on the 30th season of being in the existence of the NFL. These are maybe the last couple of years they actually develop a wide receiver within Rashad Bateman and Zay. I would throw Hollywood in there as well. I wouldn't say they developed Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith was just a straight shooter. His route tree never really developed. And it's nothing against Torrey Smith. I love him. I love what he brings. He's a DMV guy. But oh man, as much as I love Isaiah Likely, it depends on the coaching staff in regards of if you keep your same wide receiver coach, if you truly embody, this system, are you going to stop zagging and finally start zigging? If you continue to zag, then hey, as much as I love Zay, I gotta go with the formula. I gotta go with the formula that keeps us in the games. I gotta go with the formula that puts us in prime time. I feel like it's going to be worth it. I know we can develop tight ends. That is one of the sneakiest things that we can do is develop a tight end. We can always find a tight end. But because we are an organization that does not go along with the status quo of the NFL, I would take my chance, bite the bullet, and I'll still invest on my tight end because you can still run packages. You still can make him valuable. He can be what Shannon Sharp was to us in the 2000s.
I think it's a tough call. And I think that's why the Ravens aren't making these extension talks early. They want to see not only how Isaiah Likely plays this year, but, Rashad Bateman, who I know we did just give an extension, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews as well, Charlie Kolar. And then even looking at the other receivers, Tylan Wallace, does he develop? DeAndre Hopkins, is he a viable option? All of the things that go into this passing game are going to be talked about.